Topic 2. Food spoilage and food allergens. Packaged food, which sometimes travels all around the world, needs to be handled very cautiously, or it can lead to severe health problems. Through this course, you will learn how to handle food safely across the value chain and how to prevent your food from microbial spoilage and contamination by various types of hazards. Here, you will also learn about the intrinsic and extrinsic factors affecting the spoilage of food and adhere to all food safety and hygienic requirements so that it is safe for human consumption. Let us first understand what food safety is. Food safety means assurance that food is acceptable for human consumption according to its intended use and will not cause any harmful effect on health on consumption. Food safety management system, which means the adoption of good manufacturing practices, good hygienic practices, hazard analysis, assures the food safety and critical control point and such other practices as may be specified by regulation for the food business. Before we begin to understand how to handle food properly, we need to understand the different kinds of food hazards. They can be categorized as physical hazards, biological hazards, chemical or allergenic. Physical hazards refer to the presence of inanimate foreign objects or naturally occurring objects. These can be pieces of glass, chipped pieces from equipment, metal shavings, stapler pins, blades, plastic or pieces of disposable material, lint and threads, band-aids, hair, fingernail or jewelry pieces. Any of these items pose a serious risk of injury and a lot of care needs to be taken to eliminate them. Chemical hazards refer to the presence of chemical substances that can cause foodborne illnesses and are categorized into natural chemical contaminants and process-induced chemical contaminants. Natural contaminants can be biological toxins or mycotoxins like aflatoxin, ochratoxin and others. Process-induced chemical refer to toxins that come into the food during manufacturing and packaging. For example, pesticides and colorants, cleansing products like sanitizers, lubricants used for machines, chemical additives like preservatives, residues from packaging materials, and oils or mineral oils. Biological hazards refer to foreign organisms or substances produced by organisms that can lead to foodborne illnesses. These can be bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, Clostridium botulinum, and others, or yeast like Candida, Helicosporium, and others like viruses and parasites. The presence of these organisms can lead to foodborne infections or foodborne intoxications, which is caused by the presence of toxins in the food that can cause discomfort or disease. Another important thing to keep in mind while handling food items is to avoid spoilage and contamination. This leads to a change in the nutritional value, taste, texture, and can lead to the food becoming unusable. Food spoilage is the process where a food product becomes unsuitable to ingest by the consumer. The cause of such a process is due to many outside factors, as a side effect of the type of product it is, as well as how the product is packaged and stored. Food contamination is the introduction or occurrence of a contaminant in food. A contaminant is any biological or chemical agent, foreign matter, or other substance unintentionally added to food that may comprise food safety or suitability. Among these contaminants are biological, chemical, or physical agents in or condition of food with the potential to cause an adverse health effect. The major difference between the two is that food spoilage can be identified by the human senses as the texture and or taste of the food changes. It is a process that can be induced naturally over the course of time. Food contamination, however, occurs from outside factors and may or may not be detectable by human senses, depending on the contaminant presence. Define allergens that can come into the food. List the recognized allergens and the food items that cause allergic reactions. The next kinds of food hazards are allergens. Allergens are substances that can cause reactions in people who are susceptible to those substances. Allergens are generally proteins. Food allergy is a potentially serious immune response to eating or otherwise coming into contact with certain foods or food additives. A food allergy occurs when the immune system identifies a particular food protein as dangerous and creates antibodies against it. The next time the individual eats that food, immune system tries to protect the body against the danger by releasing massive amount of chemicals including histamine. Histamine is a powerful chemical that can cause a reaction in the respiratory system, gastrointestinal tract, skin or cardiovascular system. In the most extreme cases, food allergies can be fatal. Although any food can provoke an immune response in allergic individuals, a few foods are responsible for the majority of food allergies. Certain food products are known to cause hypersensitivity. These are cereals containing gluten like wheat, rye, barley, oats and products of these, crustaceans and products of these, eggs and egg products, fish and fish products, peanuts, soybeans and related products, milk and milk products including lactose, tree nuts and nut products, and sulfites in concentrations of 10 mg per kg or higher. If these substances are present in the food, they must be declared properly to warn consumers who might be sensitive towards them. It is very important to handle allergens correctly. When using raw materials, you should read the labels of incoming material for allergen information and tag all products containing these allergens clearly. You should also ensure that the containers are not damaged to minimize cross-contamination. Proper storage of food products with allergens is also very important. You should use dedicated, clean and closed containers. Have designated storage space for such materials and document properly if there is any leakage or spillage. During production, allergen-containing items should not pass through too many processes or people and should ideally have dedicated equipment and containers. Along with this, standardized procedures for sanitation operations should be followed. Appropriate cleaning methods using vacuum, soap and water wash, proper chemicals as per requirement, adequate lighting in the proper locations including flashlights to check inside equipment, and safe employee practice such as proper hand washing procedures, frequent cleaning of aprons or coats, etc. should also be implemented. Apart from contaminants, food spoilage is also a major cause for worry, as it alters the appearance and taste of food, and in some cases even makes it unsafe for human consumption. Here are some of the major reasons for spoilage of edible oils and fats. Temperature. Temperatures of processing, holding, storing, transporting are all important factors in food being safe. Time. No raw material or product should be held beyond designated shelf life. Bad raw materials. Raw material selection must be based on strict scientific reference and frequent sampling. Improper processing. Wrong process methods can lead to major changes in end product. Right temperature, right time, proper additives, and understanding process steps is essential to ensure food safety. Not following FIFO or FEFO. Storage must not only be done by FIFO, that is first in first out, or FEFO, first expiry first out method, but also with right combination of duration, temperature, ventilation and segregation defines a good storage. Foreign matter, human hair, stapler, metal particles, fabric, plastic, alkali, etc. are big threats to food safety and can cause food spoilage. Pests. Care must be taken to plan pest control devices and other forms of controls to ensure food safety. Humidity. Food zones must have lesser than 65% humidity to ensure food safety. Water. Water is involved in food process in various stages, from washing to soaking, then involved in either directly food production as an ingredient or in some indirect manner as steam. Potable water should conform to the specifications of ISO 10500-2012. Additives. Unauthorized additive also must not be used. Additives of any nature like essence, flavors, etc. can spoil food if not used in the right quantity. Illness or injury to staff. The most common danger to food safety is from cough and cold and open wounds for food handlers. Improper handling. Unclean hands, wrong selection of equipment and packing in unsuitable material could result in food safety issues. Waste disposal. If waste is not disposed in a hygienic manner, it can breed pest and microorganisms which are a threat to food safety. Non-food grade packing. Intermediate and final product should be packed only in acceptable packing material to ensure food safety. Non-food grade equipment. It is essential that non-corrosive, food grade material such as stainless steel is used for the equipment in order to prevent metal contamination. Lack of proper drainage. A drain in a food processing area must be flowing with no backflow and should be easy to clean. Non-standard sanitation. If chemicals are used in less or more quantity or in an unverified process or method, sanitation will fail to achieve proper results, giving way for food to become unsafe. Body fluids of rodents or pests. Contamination may be caused by body fluids like urine, fecal matter of rodents and birds present in the storage yard, marketing yard, transportation, etc. Improper segregation. Where certain oils or oil-based products contain allergens, the appropriate segregation of raw material, equipment, tools, and final product is important to ensure consumer safety. If you can keep these factors in mind during the production of edible oils and fats, you will ensure not just a better but a safer product as well.